What you think, you become. That phrase is not just a catchy saying, it is one of the most powerful truths you will ever hear. And today, we're going to break it down and we're going to dig into it, and I'll make it real for you. Because when you understand this truth, when you apply it, your life will never be the same. Think about this for a second. Every single invention, every single success story, every breakthrough that has ever happened in history started as a thought, a spark in someone's mind. The light bulb was once just an idea in Edison's imagination. Airplanes, just a thought in the Wright brothers' minds. Even your phone, it was once just a crazy idea in someone's head. Now here's the twist. The same is true for failure, for doubt, and for limitations. They also start as thoughts. And when we rehearse those thoughts long enough, when we keep telling ourselves, I'm not good enough, or I'll never succeed, or life is too hard, those thoughts become our reality too. Pause on that for a moment, because if your thoughts are that powerful, then it means you already hold the paintbrush. You are already writing the script. The question is, what kind of story are you telling yourself? Maybe you've been telling yourself the story of struggle. Maybe you've been living in the loop of, this is just who I am, or life never works out for me. And I want you to see it clearly. Those thoughts are not harmless. They are programming you. They are literally building the person you are becoming tomorrow. Here's the science. Neuroscience tells us that when we repeat a thought, our brain wires a pathway. Like a dirt road becoming a highway, our repeated thoughts become automatic patterns. That's why when you've told yourself for years, I'm not good with money, you act in ways that prove yourself right. When you've said, I'm not confident, your brain helps you live down to that expectation. But here's the good news. The exact same mechanism works in your favor. Change the thought, and you start rewiring the brain. Neuroplasticity is the fancy word. It means your brain is not fixed. It's moldable. It's trainable. And with consistent new thoughts, you literally become a new version of yourself. This is not wishful thinking. This is not magic. This is how your brain works. This is science. So here's the million-dollar question. If you are always becoming the product of your thoughts, what do you want to become? Do you want to become strong? Do you want to become free? Do you want to become successful, creative, unstoppable? Then the work starts right here, in your mind. I know someone right now is thinking, but Crystal, I've been stuck with these same negative thoughts for years. How can I possibly change? And I want you to hear me clearly. You've already proven you can change. Think about it. Every single skill you've ever learned, walking, reading, driving, started with doubt. You didn't know how, but you trained yourself into it. And now it's second nature. Your thoughts can be trained the same way. The problem is, we spend years training ourselves in the wrong direction. We practice negative self-talk like it's an Olympic sport. We rehearse the story of failure until it feels like the truth. But it's not the truth. It's just a thought you've repeated. And today, that changes. Because I'm here to tell you, the future you want is not out there somewhere. It's already in you. It's waiting in your thoughts. And the moment you shift what you think, you start becoming the person who can live that future. So let me give you the first key. Every time a negative thought shows up, don't argue with it. Don't wrestle with it. Replace it. If the thought says, I can't do this, replace it with, I can figure this out. If it says, I'm not enough, replace it with, I am learning, I am growing, and I am enough. It won't feel natural at first. Of course not. You've been practicing the other thought for years. But the more you practice this one, the more your brain builds a new highway. And soon enough, you will see yourself changing, because what you think, you become. Now let's take this deeper, because I want you to see the hidden patterns that are shaping your life right now. Think about the way you wake up in the morning. The very first thought you have, maybe it's, ugh, I'm so tired, or another day of the same old grind. That thought sets the tone. It's like the opening note in a song, and the rest of your day starts to match it. But imagine waking up and the first thought you choose is, today is another chance. Today is a gift. Today is mine to shape. That one thought changes your energy. It shifts your actions. It transforms how you see people, how you handle stress, how you chase opportunities. This is the secret most people miss. They think success starts with action, but in reality, success begins with thought. Action is just thought in motion. And here's what's wild. Your thoughts don't even have to be true at first. They just need to be practiced. Michael Jordan wasn't born with unshakable confidence. He built it. He rehearsed the thoughts of winning long before the championships. Oprah didn't grow up thinking, I'll be a billionaire media mogul. She started with the thought, I am worthy, I can rise. That thought carried her through. So here's a challenge for you. For the next 7 days, just 7. I want you to consciously pick one powerful thought to practice every single morning. It could be, I am stronger than I think. I am building my future. I am worthy of success and joy. Or one of your own that feels alive in you. Write it down. Put it on your mirror. Speak it out loud before your day begins. Because repetition is the key. A single thought is like a drop of water, but repeated daily, it carves a canyon in your mind. It creates a new reality. Now let's talk about why negative thoughts feel so powerful. Your brain is wired with something called the negativity bias. From an evolutionary standpoint, it helped keep our ancestors alive. They needed to pay more attention to danger than to pleasure. A rustle in the grass might be a predator, and ignoring it could cost your life. So the brain developed a habit. Focus on what's wrong. Fast forward to today. You're not running from lions, but your brain still acts like you are. It exaggerates failures. It magnifies mistakes. It obsesses over criticism. And if you're not careful, you begin to believe those thoughts more than the truth. Here's the breakthrough. Just because a thought feels strong doesn't mean it's true. And this is where you become powerful. The moment you learn to question your thoughts, you take your power back. When the thought says, you're not good enough, you pause, you ask, is that really true? Or is it just my brain stuck in survival mode? When the thought says, you'll never succeed, you pause, you ask, who decided that? My past or me? This is where freedom begins. Not in silencing every negative thought, but in refusing to let them be the final word. Because you are the thinker of your thoughts. You are not the prisoner of them. Now let's bring in some science again. Studies in cognitive behavioral therapy, one of the most researched forms of psychology, show that when people challenge negative thoughts and replace them with balanced or positive ones, their mood improves, their confidence grows, and their actions shift. In other words, therapy has proven what ancient wisdom already knew. What you think, you become. Now let me share a story. There was a young woman who grew up being told by her teachers that she was slow. They laughed when she tried to read aloud. They told her she wasn't college material, and for years she believed that thought. She became the girl who didn't try, the girl who avoided challenges. But one day, someone told her, you know, intelligence isn't fixed. You can grow it. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. That thought cracked something open. She started practicing new beliefs. I can learn. I can grow. Slowly, she began to read more, to study harder, to try again. Fast forward years later, and that same girl became a published author, a speaker, a teacher herself. Not because she was born a genius, but because she changed what she thought about herself. And if she could do it, so can you. Let me ask you right now, what is one thought that has been holding you back? Maybe it's, I'm too old. Maybe it's, I've failed too many times. Maybe it's, I don't have what it takes. I want you to recognize it, name it, don't run from it. See it for what it is, just a thought. A thought you've practiced, but not a truth. And then I want you to replace it. Pick the opposite, write it down, speak it daily, because this is how change begins. Remember this. Your life is not determined by your circumstances nearly as much as it is by your thoughts about those circumstances. Two people can go through the same storm. One says, "This is the end of me." The other says, "This is my chance to grow stronger." And guess what? They end up with completely different lives. The storm is not the difference. The thought is. So here's the question again. What are you thinking today? Because what you think, you become. And here's the truth I want you to carry. Your future self is depending on you to think differently today. Your dreams are waiting on the other side of your thoughts. And every time you choose a thought of strength, of courage, of hope, you step closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. I want you to picture this. Imagine standing in front of a giant mirror. But this mirror doesn't just reflect your body, it reflects your thoughts. Every fear, every hope, every dream, every doubt is right there staring back at you. What would you see? Would you see a mind full of "I can't" or a mind full of "I will"? Would you see limitations or would you see possibilities? Here's the thing, whether you realize it or not, that mirror already exists. It's your life, your relationships, your finances, your career, your health. They are all reflections of your repeated thoughts. Now, some people hear this and get discouraged. They say, "But Crystal, if my life is a reflection of my thoughts, then I've really messed up." No, that's not the point. The point is, if your thoughts shape this version of your life, then you have the power to shape the next version too. You are not locked into who you've been. You are free to become someone new. But here's the catch. It takes intention. You cannot let your mind run on autopilot anymore. Autopilot is what got you here. Now it's time to take the controls. So how do you do that? Let's talk about 3 steps you can start today. Step 1, awareness. You cannot change what you don't notice. Start paying attention to your inner dialogue. Write it down if you have to. Notice how many times a day you tell yourself you're not good enough or that things will never change. Awareness is the flashlight. It exposes the hidden programming. Step 2, replacement. Don't just try to stop negative thoughts. Replace them with better ones. If your brain says, "I can't," teach it to say, "I will learn." If it says, "This always happens to me," teach it to say, "This is my chance to grow stronger." It's not about lying to yourself. It's about telling a more empowering truth. Step 3, repetition. This is where most people fail. They think one positive thought will erase years of negative ones. But just like you didn't get out of shape from one meal, you won't get in shape from one workout. Thoughts are the same. Repetition creates mastery. Repetition rewires your brain. Repetition turns "I am enough" from a statement into a belief and then into your reality. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you. Your brain doesn't always know the difference between imagination and reality. That's why athletes visualize before games. That's why Olympians rehearse the win in their mind before they step on the track. Science shows that when you imagine an action vividly enough, your brain fires almost the same way as if you were doing it, which means you can literally practice success in your mind until your body and your life catch up. Think about that. You can sit right now, close your eyes, and rehearse being confident, being strong, being successful, and your brain will begin to believe it. That is why your thoughts are so powerful, because the brain is listening to every word you say, every story you repeat, every image you hold. So, what stories are you rehearsing? Are you rehearsing failure or success, weakness or strength? Let me share another story. There was a man who grew up in poverty. His father told him over and over, "We're just not meant to be successful. People like us don't get ahead." And he believed it. He worked small jobs, never dreamed big, never took chances. One says, "That's it, my life is over." The other says, "This is my chance to reinvent myself. This is my chance to finally chase the dream I've been putting off." Who do you think creates a better outcome? The problem is the same. The difference is the thought. This is why so many successful people credit their mindset over their circumstances, because circumstances change, but thoughts are the seeds that decide what grows. So let me ask you right now, what seeds are you planting? Because every thought you water today becomes the harvest you live tomorrow. If you plant seeds of fear, you will reap hesitation. If you plant seeds of doubt, you will reap inaction. If you plant seeds of negativity, you will reap bitterness. But if you plant seeds of courage, you will reap opportunity. If you plant seeds of gratitude, you will reap joy. If you plant seeds of belief, you will reap success. The choice is always yours. And here's the exciting part. You don't need to control every thought you've ever had. You just need to start choosing new ones consistently, because new thoughts build new patterns, and new patterns build new lives. So from this moment on, I want you to see yourself as the author of your mind. You are holding the pen. Every day is another page. Every thought is another sentence. The question is, what kind of story are you writing? Are you writing the tragedy of "I never measured up"? Or are you writing the epic of "I became unstoppable"? What you think, you become. And the moment you start thinking with intention, the moment you start choosing your thoughts, you begin to become someone new. So here's your homework. Starting tonight, before you go to bed, write down 3 thoughts you want to become. Maybe it's "I am confident." Maybe it's "I am creative." Maybe it's "I am resilient." Write them, read them, speak them, dream them. Because tomorrow you will begin to see the reflection shift. Let's bring this all together. You've heard me say it again and again. What you think, you become. And maybe by now, you feel the weight of that truth. But I don't just want you to feel inspired for a few minutes and then go back to the same patterns. I want this to stick. I want this to transform your daily life. So here's the simple formula I want you to live by. Notice the thought. Replace the thought. Repeat the thought. 3 steps, over and over. That's how you train your mind. That's how you rewrite your future. Let me ask you, what would your life look like a year from now if you practiced this daily? What kind of person would you become if every day you planted thoughts of courage, resilience, creativity, and strength? You'd walk taller, you'd dream bigger, you'd take bolder action, you'd attract opportunities that match your energy. And you'd look back and say, "Wow, I became exactly what I decided to think." Because here's the truth. You are not broken. You are not doomed. You are not stuck. You are simply a reflection of the thoughts you've been repeating. And the moment you choose new thoughts, you create a new reflection. I want you to hold on to this image. You are the artist. Your thoughts are the paint. Your life is the canvas. Every single day you are painting. The question is, are you painting chaos or are you painting a masterpiece? And if you don't like what's on your canvas right now, good, because you can pick up a new color. You can paint over the old strokes. You can start fresh today. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. Choose your thoughts. Create your future, because what you think, you become. If this message moved you, I'd appreciate a like and follow this channel for more daily life empowerment. And leave a comment. What are you going to start thinking today? Share in the comments. Ignite the conversation. Let's uplift each other.